everybody. I hope you're having an awesome day. I got myself a little desk finally for my house, so I am having an amazing day. So I wanted to talk today about motivation, and I kind of brought this up last week because we were talking about BJ Fogg's equation for, what I call his equation for lifelong habits, and it has 4 components to it. And one of those components is motivation. And so I want to talk about it because it comes up so much in weight loss. We talk about losing motivation, how do I stay motivated. So I wanted to cover motivation a little bit today. And motivation has one basic function in our lives, and that is to get us to do hard things. And so we know that some of these changes can be difficult, right? However, when we rely on motivation, okay, this is what motivation looks like in real life. Okay, like this, motivation wave, which means there are going to be times in your life where your motivation is high to do something, right? It might be high to lose weight, probably because I don't know, there's something that happened in your life that triggered this, right? Maybe you have an upcoming wedding, maybe there's a vacation coming up, maybe it's just something, you had a child, or there's so many things that could get you to motivated to want to lose some weight and get healthier, right? So what we do is we make our plan when we're at the top of this motivation wave. We decide we're going to work out every day, we want to change our food, we're going to do this and this and this, right? But then a few weeks later, naturally, our motivation dips. And all of those plans that we had feel really, really hard, okay? And so, when we are going about, this is why it's part of the Tiny Habits equation, because even though there is motivation, there's going to be times in your life where you're naturally high in motivation, and we want to capitalize on those, meaning that those times that you're naturally high, those are the times when you want to do hard things that are going to move you forward and make it easier during your times of lower motivation to follow through. Okay, so let's say you have a goal that you want to drink more water, and you're super motivated right now, right? So while you're super motivated, you're going to go out, you're going to buy your water bottle, you're going to decide where it's going to live on your desk, right? You're going to do everything necessary to make sure that you are making it easy for yourself to drink more water, okay? Because eventually you're going to end up down here. And if you haven't bought a water bottle by now, then the likelihood of you drinking more water is going to go down, right? Same thing, say that you want to start eating healthier, right? You want to start preparing more of your own meals. Okay, well, when your motivation is high is when you want to go out and buy your groceries, meal prep, right? Cut some stuff up, chop it up so that later in the week, when your motivation is naturally lower, or you have competing motivations, right? Because that's a thing too. We don't have one thing that's important to us. We have so many things that we're juggling, and so maybe work gets in the way, or children's games or something like that, where your motivation here isn't naturally as high, but you've already food prepped, you've already done all the things, so it's easy for you to stick to your plan of cooking more meals at home or eating a little bit healthier. Okay, so one of the kind of traps that I think people get stuck into with this idea is that they believe that they should be motivated all the time, and that if they aren't motivated, then somebody should help motivate them, right? They want to hire a coach to just do rah, rah, rah and help them get going again. But really, when you're at that point where it's low motivation, that's when we have to work on things like ability and those tiny habits, right? When our motivation is low, we have to pick things that aren't hard. So up here, again, most people make their plan when they're right up here in the motivation, right? What if instead you made your plan when you were down here? What if you looked at your life and you said, gosh, I'm stressed out every day. I have almost zero time to do the things that I want to do in my life, but what can I do even on a day like that? And that's when I say, can you get 5 minutes of intentional movement in? Can you get 3 minutes of breath work in? What can you do? What can you commit to that you know you can do 100% of the time, even when you're super stressed out? Because we know we're going to be here, right? And we know that we're going to be here, right? So if you decide, hey, okay, I'm gonna make my goal 10 minutes of intentional movement every day, okay? Maybe that's a little bit high. Start at 5 minutes, start at 3 minutes, wherever you're starting is completely fine. So you make the goal here, and then when eventually you cycle back around and you're at the top of the motivation wave, you can do more, right? You can do an hour, you can do whatever you want to do. More is bonus though. More is just above and beyond. Whereas here, 10 minutes, that's a win, right? And celebration is one of the other components, because if you get your 10 minutes in, then you celebrate. Yeah, if you get the 60 minutes in over here when you're super motivated, that's awesome too, you can celebrate. But this should not be the goal, because then when you get down here, well, now you don't get to celebrate, do you? You don't get to feel good about that. You feel yucky, okay? But that's because we're expecting that our motivation is going to be high all the time, and that's just not reality. And it's too bad, I think, that it's sold that way so often. It's why there are so many programs out there that are 4-week, 21-day, all of these things, because they know that motivation wanes after that. People can be really committed, really dedicated to something super hard for a little while, but not forever. So that's all I've got, I think, today. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope you continue to do so. My emotional eating course is open. It's $179 for 6 weeks. It's gonna use a lot of the skills that we're talking about here, just framed more about how to understand and mitigate the emotional eating, and so that you can lose weight for good. So have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys soon.